We all know what it's like, and we all know what the black tax is. We all have family members who need our help and support. And as Africans, as Zambians, we have to be there to contribute to their livelihoods. But sometimes this help can be a bit too much. So how do we buy property, create wealth for ourselves and our children while managing the black tax? That's what I'm going to talk about today in this video, so don't go anywhere. If this is your first time at our channel, then my name is Natasha Chumia. I am the director of Diaspora Connect, and on this channel I love to give information and inspiration on the Zambian real estate market. So in this video, I want to talk about something that we all go through as Zambians, as Africans, which is supporting family members who are in more difficult situations, and we call it the black tax. And sometimes we know it can be really stressful. It can be really burdensome. So how do we create wealth? How do we buy property while managing the black tax? And in this video, I'm going to give you some really good tips that I hope will help you do just that. Now, slightly over 50% of the population is categorized as poor. And for most of us, these are not statistics. These are actually real family members that we have to help and support in order for them just to get by. Over the decades, we've moved to a more industrialized and urbanized economy, or what some would call the money economy. And so it's incumbent amongst those of us who are income earners to help those who are struggling to create income or even just create a sustainable livelihood. I'm going to share 7 tips of how you can manage the black tax. The first tip is set a goal. Set a goal that will enhance you and your family's economic status in the long run. Now, this goal might be buying a house, it could be buying a piece of land, or it might even be building, but it's a long-term goal that you know is going to improve your family's financial status. The second tip that I got is budgeting. It's so important to create a budget that will help you fulfill that long-term goal. So it might be the amount of savings that you want to put aside every month because you want to put money down on that plot, or you want to be able to put down a deposit on a house, or it might be money that you want to set aside every month so that you can pay off your mortgage faster. But make sure that whatever your goal is, it's supported with your budget and how you're spending money every month. So interestingly, these first 2 tips are about the economic status of your own family first before we start looking at helping others. The third tip is to have a ceiling. So as you're creating your budget, you have an amount in your budget that is meant to help family members. Now, only you and if you are married or in a relationship, only you and your partner can sit down and know what that limit will be. It might be a certain percentage of your earnings. You might have a set amount that you put so that you can help others. Make sure that that amount is clear for you and your partner. The fourth tip, and I think this one is so important, is the use. What is the use of that money that you're spending to help another family member? There's some people who say that it is best to help people with an economic activity, something that can help them look after themselves after a period of time. So this can be school fees, it can be tertiary education, it can be some kind of vocational training, or it might even be a business. But it's something that can help them generate more income for themselves. The fifth tip, and I thought that this one was also really good, is to have a time frame. So when we help people, it can't just be in perpetuity. Some people actually advise having a clear time frame. So if you are supporting somebody for an economic reason, training, like I said, or school fees, then you know how long the program is going to last. If it's their business, you agree a period of time in which you can help them while their business is taking off. But there must be a start point and there must also be an end point. The sixth tip is communication. Communication with your family members so that those of you who are income earners can coordinate amongst yourselves on how you can help others who are struggling or who are not doing as well as you are. And this kind of transparency is really important amongst families because there are many situations where you find maybe one or two people are the ones carrying the burden for the entire extended family. So having that increased communication amongst family members who are income earners can be really helpful so that it reduces the burden being too heavy on just one or two individuals. And the seventh tip is transparency. It's so important to be transparent, open and honest with those who you are helping. They have to understand that you also have your own bills, you've got your own obligations, you've got a family that you're looking after. And I know particularly if you're in the diaspora, there's a tendency for your family over here to maybe think that it's so easy for you to earn all of this money. But they also have to understand that you have a lifestyle there that you are financing, you are on a budget, and you have certain costs that you need to meet. So by being open with them and by being honest, then you can create a certain level of expectation that is not way beyond your means. Those were the 7 tips of what you can do to manage the black tax, which is all about goal setting, but not only goal setting, it's also about creating very clear boundaries with yourself in terms of your budget and also with your family. Now, I know it's not easy, but I hope that some of these tips can just give you a sense of how you can manage the black tax while at the same time wanting to create and build wealth for you and your family. Now, I am not done yet. I also want to tell you what not to do. So don't allow a sense of entitlement to grow amongst those people that you're helping. People should never feel that they're entitled to your income, entitled to your budget. They must also understand that, like I said, you've got obligations and what you're doing is helping. The other don't is don't give without accountability. Okay, so if you're supporting somebody and it's for school, if it's for some kind of training, then get involved. Find out how is the course going? What grades did you get? Can I see your report? Make sure that the person who you're helping knows that they have to be accountable to you for their results. Another don't is don't overextend yourself. Help people with what you can afford, not what they think you can afford. Like I said, sometimes people have unrealistic expectations of what you can really do for them. So you have to just be open about what you can do. And I know that at times there are some of us who want to be that person that everybody goes to for help, but you can find yourself in a situation where you're stressed, where you're stretched way too thin and highly stressed. So that is an important don't. Don't overextend yourself. Do your budget, have that percentage where you know you're going to use that money to help family, and where possible, try and stick to it. The fourth important don't is don't make someone a permanent dependent. Okay, so that's why it's so important to follow the other tips, the do's, the 7 points, because you want to help people to be self-sustainable. And also that brings some kind of dignity and it helps free up the stress on you. Don't support idleness, especially in adults. Help people for a reason and help them for a season. But don't create a situation where they are permanently dependent on you. So the tips, the do's and the don'ts that I've given you today, we are not meant to be rigid with them. We're not meant to say that, okay, this is what it is and, I'm not going to entertain anything outside of my budget. No, that's not the way that we live. Sometimes things happen, emergencies happen. Sometimes people really need you more at certain times of their lives than at others. And so I know that with setting boundaries, sometimes it can also come with a lot of guilt. We've all had those situations. We've all had those feelings. It's just about how best we can manage things. You know your individual situation. You know what it is that you can and you cannot do. So this video is just meant to be a guide to help you and assist you. And I hope that it has. Let me know what you think about these tips, but I have a question for you, the question of the day. How do you think it's best to manage the black tax, help extended family while managing to buy property and create wealth for you and your family? I want to hear your answer. Please put it in the comments below. Let's continue the discussion and let's continue to learn from one another. I hope you found that useful. If you want more information on Zambian real estate and Zambian property, then why don't you join our mailing list? We're going to leave a link in the description below the video, and all you need to do is give us your name and email address, and you'll be getting updates from me on the Zambian real estate market. Also, I would love to connect with you on social media, so why don't you join us on our platforms, and also visit our website for all the free information that we have there on building and buying property. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and share it with other Zambians in your community. Otherwise, bye for now. We all know what the black tax is. We are going to put a link in the video